Hey everyone, welcome to the Rhonda Swan Show. This is another fireside chat edition while I've been traveling in the United States. But I'm really excited because, man, lately, some of these entrepreneurs and the stories that are coming forward that I get to interview are pretty mind-blowing. In fact, today I have the honor to introduce and to interview Heather Marianna. She's actually a highly regarded entrepreneur, beauty and lifestyle guru. She's a celebrity spokesperson and influencer. She's also the creator of Beauty Kitchen. She then had a big appearing series on Bravo, luxury travel series called The Tour Group. But in 2012, she launched a YouTube channel to share her easy, do-it-yourself, at-home beauty solutions using common household ingredients. Well, these household concoctions actually quickly became viral, and the sensation that gained millions and millions of views across her platform. So now Heather then launched her own plant-based skincare line called Beauty Kitchen and Marianna's Naturals in 2013. Taking her company to the very next level, she now is using then her availability and her infrastructure to help others develop their own beauty line and their own beauty brands by offering them her brand incubator and accelerator program. She includes everything that you need to launch, to brand, and to begin. And she is now preparing to launch more new products coming soon. So she is scheduling appearances and to explore new collaborations. But this is just the beginning of Beauty Kitchen, isn't it, Marianna? Isn't it, Heather? I can't wait to have you tell us your story. Welcome to the show, my dear. How are you? All the way from Vegas, Tahoe to Vegas. How are you doing, girl?
I'm good. Just working away as usual. Got up at my normal 5 a.m.
Yeah, I do the same. What is your ritual? Do you do are you a super early riser?
Yes. Everybody always laughs at me because I'm totally already laying in bed at 8 o'clock at night, but I get up 4:45, 5 o'clock.
Same.
And I feel like it's so great to be so ahead of the game. Emails cleared, WhatsApp's done, all that stuff. And then my office rolls in around, between 8 and 9. So I'm already 3-4 hours ahead of them. And I think it's great.
Yeah, I love it. I do the same. I think it's so important to have, your morning ritual that you get up and you keep a consistency. Yeah, early bird always catches the worm is what,
Oh, yes.
So let's talk about you. Let's talk about Beauty Kitchen. Let's talk about what you've been up to, because first off, I love your YouTube channel.
Thank you.
I love it. And we need to make sure everyone knows it's the YouTube channel is under Beauty Kitchen, right?
Heather Marianna, and it has a lot of tips and tricks and a lot of my new segments on how to make stuff, even how to make bath bombs with your kids, really cool, easy things that you can do.
All right, I love it. So let's talk about Beauty Kitchen. How did it really come about? Because I want to hear that story, because it's such an organic story. And now look at you and what you've created. Share about how it came about.
So back in 2013, late 2012, I had quit my corporate job. I was a consultant for a marketing firm. And I was like, what am I going to do? All my friends hands down said that I need to make my skincare stuff, because I used to make skincare stuff for my friends a lot. But I'm also super obsessed with everything anti-aging. You'll always see me on Instagram with some kind of machine on me or whatever, So I just said, you know what, I'm going to give this a go, quit my job. And, I had enough money put back to where I could kind of just figure out what I wanted to do for a while, which was a blessing. And so I started making stuff in my garage, and I had a lot of celebrity friends. I started sending stuff to them. That was back when Twitter was really hot, and they started tweeting about it. And the main thing that I was really pushing first was my anti-cellulite coffee scrub, which is still on our site. It's amazing. It's jam-packed with coffee, sugar.
Today.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. Send me your address. I'll send you a big box of stuff. And it really does fight cellulite. It has all essential oils in it. It really tightens and tones your skin. So people some of the housewives and people were tweeting about it. And then I was just making stuff in my garage. And then I got my first little warehouse. Now I have the entire building and tons of employees and another company up in Canada and a warehouse up there. And it just kind of snowballed, but you have to keep working. I grew really organically and slowly, because I didn't want to be one of those brands that takes a ton of loans out and stuff. And, just always like, hey, like if this works out, it works out, and just give it my all. And I did. And we've been at the Oscars, Emmys, Globes, Grammys. We were supposed to be at the Oscars again for a big event, but a lot of the events are getting canceled again in LA. It's so hard to plan with the pandemic,
Right. Oh, okay. So you literally started this super organically and just started sharing. And what I love the most though is that you focus on just organic and plant-based materials.
Yes, all natural, sustainably sourced ingredients, because I think a lot of people, well, there's two things. In the beginning, I thought people really didn't think that clean beauty would be effective, but it really is. And sometimes it's even more effective than, buying, the $400 cream. So, I mean, think about it. Essential oils, I put them in my water, I put them in my juices, so it makes sense. And then another thing with this movement, because I feel like I was on the forefront of clean beauty before people were even really talking about it. People think clean skincare has to be expensive, and it really doesn't. I mean, just because you're a company that's getting sustainably sourced ingredients and packaging and things like that doesn't really mean that it's going to be crazy expensive. And you should really care about what you're putting on your skin as much as you put on your body.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's big. I mean, I'm going to be 49 in June.
I'm 43.
Right?
I think you look so young too.
Well, we think about this stuff, but sometimes I get stuck in, buying the super expensive stuff like La Mer's and all the, and it's like all these chemicals are in there. And then you realize
tons of chemicals.
Like it's not completely necessary. So what would you say? Like,
and it costs tons of money. I mean, I got a Chanel serum for a gift from someone, and I was like, do you even know who you're buying a gift for? But of course I used it all over my legs, and I was like, that's pretty good stuff, but I'm never going to buy it again. Not for $235.
Exactly. Well, in living in Bali, I'm like almost removed from a lot of it because it's hard to get some of that stuff. So I come back to the States and I'm like, oh, do I need this again? And I'm like, actually, my epic, sugar scrub and coconut oils and all that epic stuff that I was at home, it seems like it worked better. So like, what is some of the main ingredients that you use that women should really start looking out for, especially for anti-aging?
For anti-aging, rose essential oil, rose water, rose essential oil and geranium essential oil are really, like, to me, like nature's Botox. Like you can take geranium essential oil and just put your hand, and I do this a lot because I use a roller on my face a lot, because, as you age, you're like, okay, we got to keep the tape right here. So I do that roller like every night when I watch my shows. So I'll just take a little bit of like one of our Marianna Naturals or Beauty Kitchen facial oils. I'll put some extra geranium, rose essential oil in there and just put it on my face. And then that's what I use to roll. So that's really good. You could dab it around your eye. We do an awesome rose clay, an awesome rose hydrating gel mask that you can sleep in overnight. I have a red seaweed tightening mask that I'm obsessed with that you can just layer on. I need to send you that. You can layer it on and just sleep in it. You wake up so glowy. It's like an overnight moisturizing tightening treatment.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I love it. So first off, I know my audience is going to completely love you because I've got probably about 70% women. And I'm the founder also of the book series called Women Gone Wild, which is,
I know. I was going to order them. I was like looking at all your stuff. I'm like, I have to order this. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. But you're like a perfect example of the Women Gone Wild, who's doing what, and just women that are just doing things that are so out of the ordinary. But what I love about you the most, because obviously I own a branding and PR firm, so I'm so about the story behind the brand, but more importantly, like what the brand does with what they learn. And when I look into what you're doing, your incubator program for helping women or men start their own brand, and to like really, it sounds like a turnkey system. Like my daughter's Heather, and I
have a 12-year-old that I'm mentoring right now. A 12-year-old.
No way.
Yeah,
so
she has her own skincare company. So her name is Aisley. She's the CEO and 12-year-old founder of Sudsley Skincare. And then I've got another client, Rhea Lux, a girl, Rania. She's probably I'd say she's probably 35. One of my dear friends now. We're working together, and she's doing Rhea Lux, which is more kid type stuff. So I'm
Wow.
seeing a lot of people who are really wanting to build things, not only for income, but for their kids to have something as well. So, I mean, and I've got men, Stybella, smooth skin firming, and with the brand incubator thing, how I started it was, I have all these people coming to me and they're asking me all these questions all the time, right? And we do private label straight. I can do straight private label. But then I noticed everyone's like, well, asking so many questions. So I was like, let me just start this whole like build your beauty brand coaching thing. And then I do a call with you every week. I do your products from start to finish. We design the labeling together. You pick the products together. We can do a custom formulation. Yeah, like this is smooth skin firming. It's like anti-cellulite oil. It's so
So
great.
that's
And it
someone
comes with a
else's brand
dropper.
then. So that's
Yeah.
oh, this
Yeah.
is
And
cool.
then we also just started doing for people who want to dive into the beauty world, but really don't want to do like skincare. We're doing lashes now. So this is Cass Lash. I know. I'm going to send you a big box of stuff. This is her branding. It's so gorgeous. We did this whole thing start to finish. Of course, these are my clients and it's their brand. So whatever
Yeah.
they want to do, I'm never going to tell someone, oh, that's ugly. Well, actually I have, but it's whatever they want to do. And I'm like a good facilitator. And then I
Yeah.
teach them how to wholesale. I teach them how to do their pricing, how to do the pop-ups, how to find good PR people like you for the beauty people, and how to get articles and press. And that's not what I do, but I send them. I'm like, I know this lady's good. You should call her. She'll probably get you some good
Yeah.
press for your brand, but I do the whole packaging, everything, one-stop shop.
Wow. This is such a big deal because if you think about it, like we know that success leaves clues, right? So I love looking at someone. If I want to do something, when I started my PR firm, it was like 15 years ago, I didn't have a whole lot of people, right? So then once we started doing things, people were like, how did you get that relationship? How did you do that? It's like, that's the kind of stuff I think that, especially as women, like us coming together and really showing and showcasing how we've done it is such a big thing. So what does that look like?
Well, and to me, like I've had people say, well, you're just teaching. Aren't you afraid they're going to be your competition? I said, well, first of all, I'm their manufacturing partner. So, I hope that they come to me and they say, guess what, Heather? Target wants 1 million products. I'll be like, ooh, we got some bottles to fill. Let's do it.
Right?
That's what it's all about. And also I think it's wonderful that I can teach people not to make the mistakes that I made, because I'm telling you, I probably wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars on stuff that just did not need to be done.
Yeah.
And if they want to still do it, that's fine. It's their brand, but at least they have me who's done it and built 2 successful companies that they can bounce things off of, because at least get an opinion,
Sure. So what do you do then? So they meet with you and they have a team that you meet with them each week. Like, how does that work? Because I just listening to you, I'm like, oh my goodness, the amount of people that are going to want to know exactly what it's about. Right. So like, tell us what it's inside.
So if somebody has an idea or they want to talk to me, they can email me directly. My email link's on my Instagram, Heather Marianna. And then we can set up a quick call. If they want to do a full consultation, I have a link on my website, and then it's an hour call. We do a Zoom. I have a lot of companies. I have another brand right now that they just want their franchising. It's a tanning place, and they are franchising. So they want to redo all their skincare. They want to redo all their labels. And, it doesn't matter if you already have a brand, you want to add stuff to your brand. You want to talk to me about your rebrand. So we do the hour call. And then the hour call fee goes towards your first invoice, because I don't want people losing money. Like if they continue to work with me, then that money goes towards that. And then after that, we just do samples. We'll do packaging. We'll send them a big box of packaging. It's just a process, Wow. I mean, I have some clients that are totally ahead of the game and already at wholesale. And I have some that are like, you know what? I want to spend the money and have a professional team build my website. So I wouldn't even say behind, but they're taking their time to do it right. And that's fine. Everybody goes at their own pace.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. That's such a big deal. I mean, you're really offering a true service. You made me had this like big thought. So so our next book, the Women Gone Wild book, Wealth series, launches in April. And Elena Cardone's, she's writing the foreword, and
I love her, by the way.
She's awesome.
I've been reading. I used to listen to Grant 10X when I started. Like that stuff never goes. I'm like, You want to
doesn't
do
go
it
out
10
of
times harder.
exactly.
That's me. Yeah.
Well, my daughter and I were just there. And so we've decided that we're going to do our big book launch in LA in end of May. But you made me think
Let
of
me
all
know.
these brilliant brands that you've got. And we need to, collaborate more deeply, because I would love to help showcase some of your,
We
your
should do
customers.
gift bags for your launch
Yeah,
event or something. Yeah,
exactly.
my brands will totally do it. Yeah, and I'll do it too. I mean, we could get all these brands and do like a really super cool swag bag.
So fun. And, but this is what I love about, let me ask you this, because this has been coming up for me a lot, right? Like obviously we're women owners. My company's 90% women run. And what are some like setbacks that you've had, like working with women, but now how are you seeing it? Because it used to be so different for me. Like I used to be afraid to work with women, like back in the day,
Right. I think,
Now,
I think working with women is great. But you have to find like-minded people to work with you,
that's a good point.
because not everybody is going to be so great and nice and giving and generous as you. You know, like I have my operations manager is great. We just hired this girl, Jillian, that's helping her run the whole warehouse, and we're getting orders out and they're driving great and it's great. But then, I had a social media girl who I have no idea why, decided to make a page bashing me, why she was sitting at my desk. And I'm like, I bought you a Louis Vuitton for your birthday. Like, did I do something wrong? I'm like, but you just never know. So it's a crapshoot, but I'm not going to let one bad person spoil my attitude or not want to help someone or not be the nice person that I am, because that's just the way I am. And if I feel like, if you get screwed over, that's on that person, not you. You don't change your ways, because of that, But just make sure that everyone's like-minded and everybody really wants to help people. And like when you email me for gift bags, I'll have that stuff done in an hour. Like you got to be around people that keep their word, and when they say they're going to do something, they do it. And I go by that whole hire slow, fire fast mode.
Gary Vee was big at that. I for a long time was like the hire fast and then fire slow, because I wanted to help them and cultivate. And it's like, sister, you are just wasting your time and theirs because you're doing them this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you have like in your company, do you have like certain values that, and I know you're saying like a good person and someone that's really, integral, like, is there certain things like when you do hire people? Because this has been coming up for me a lot. Like we transitioned and hired everyone in my company based on the human design. You ever heard of human design?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Right. So I'm a manifesting generator. You probably are quite similar. But I found that I was hiring the wrong people, and I started using and taking certain values and systems on how to pick the right people. Have you done any of that for your company? Or
so I think for me, especially like with just people that I know that are going to be like full time, I like to start them out slow, a couple days a week. I don't really look at like college education, stuff like that. I feel like if you have a desire, like I have so many college degrees, I don't use any of them, I'm like,
I got a master's degree that I was just paying off just a couple of years ago.
I know. I'm right there with you. So I don't look at that stuff. I want people that are hard workers, who want to learn, who want to grow with the company. Like, I don't really want people that are just looking for like this job to pay stuff until it's the next job, but you never really know. So I like to start people out maybe like 2 to 3 days a week in the warehouse or in the office, give them tasks. I'm very big on training. I like to make sure that they're trained properly, like one thing at a time, and not throw a bunch of stuff at them.
Yeah, right.
Because I'd rather people stay and learn at their pace. And then once, all the training's done and stuff, I feel like they're just better because then they can multitask. You can expect, and you also have to, for me, I have to realize that like, I'm a very rare person. Like, very similar to you.
Right? Can't expect
and not everybody is going to be answering their phone at 10 o'clock at night when I have a question about an invoice. I have to wait until they're in the office. So that's, you got to realize, who people are, what they're good at, and place them in the positions that they're good at and that they can excel at. Like my warehouse guys, I love them, but would they ever be able to make a TikTok? No, but they're great at filling bottles,
Right. It's so true. Yeah, no,
listen, I can't even make a TikTok. So
right there, me either. I don't go. I don't go there. I stick with my Instagram. Like I know. I'm aging myself.
I want to go there. I just don't know how to do it, and it's so hard to find social media people. Like all social media that it's always like agency, and I'm like, no, I need like 3 people in my office. I'm not going to pay an agency $10,000 a month to spend half an hour on my account every day. Yeah,
that's actually really big advice because like same for me. I was hiring out people and finally I'm like, you have to. I tell all my clients, I cannot do this work for you. You have to have someone inside. You have to know your voice, do stuff with you every day. That's really big
like
advice.
One of my clients, I just told her, I said, listen, you have to get like a 20-hour a week, like assistant or something, because I will go over everything, like her daily tasks and help you. But you can't just keep hiring everybody out because one, you're wasting money. You don't even know if they're doing it because they're not physically there.
Yeah. I love it. I love having this, women business chats because it's such a big thing.
Me too.
So many women they think that we really don't work well together. I'm like, gosh, it's so opposite.
It's great. Like, I love it when people come up to me, like one of the girls I just hired at the warehouse, she's like, oh, I have an idea. And I'm like, give me your idea. Tell me. Like, I don't think I know everything. And that's one thing that I tell all my new hires. I said, listen, if you have a great idea, if there's a way that we could be more efficient in this office or warehouse, you tell me. Because I am only one person here and I don't know everything. There's some things that I'm amazing at and some things that I am just not amazing at.
And that's just comes with, I think, our age and our wisdom, or not even age, just don't have to know everything, and just know that there's some great ideas. Okay. So I love everything about you, Heather. You're amazing. But what's happening? What's new? Are there any new products for Beauty Kitchen?
Yeah. So, I'm going to be launching some more masks. I'm finding that through like market research that a lot of people love the clay masks that are ready to go out of the jar. Mm-hmm. However, with a lot of the big brands that I have bought at Sephora, I noticed that after I open it, it gets dry like a couple days later. And I don't want that for my customers. So we have finally formulated a great one. So those are going to be coming out. I've got some new Build Your Beauty brand clients I'm working on. And just trying to grow the company, and we've got our company up in Canada, my sister brand that I started, Marianna Naturals. We're waiting on our stock ticker to go on the stock exchange any day now. So excited for that, for the CSE. Yeah. So just there's a lot going on, so
where can
every day is different. And you just, everybody, you just got to roll with it. Some days you're going to get a ton of sales. Some days you're going to get 0. Just keep on going.
Let's keep doing it. That's such good advice. Where can they find now your Beauty Kitchen and Marianna's Naturals? Where can they find them now?
Yeah. So beautykitchen.net is everything to ship within the United States and worldwide. Marianna.ca is within Canada. And Instagram, Heather Marianna, you can email me right on there.
Awesome. So everything that you mainly do is all online now. It's not in
yeah, I actually have 2 pop-up stores, but I had a flagship store and I decided to close it just at the end of Christmas. I feel like inflation, things are, I thought people would be more excited to go back in the store, but I think people are so very like work from home, order online, Amazon. And honestly, like we're moving into bigger warehouses and I didn't want to have a store that was doing And now we're away from where my warehouse is going to be. Then you have to think logistics, right? So then who's going to drive over there and bring everything for the store, And it just, it is what it is. You got to make decisions like that though. And, people were like, oh, you closed your store. I'm so sorry. I'm like, sorry that I'm saving money. No, and I'm smart enough. Made the decision to like, cut the fat.
I love it. Amazing. Yeah. You're amazing, Heather. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
I'm so excited to like get these Beauty Kitchen products not only on my face.
Yeah, email me and your address. I'll have some stuff sent out to you for sure.
I will. And I'm excited to connect with you about coming back in May and the things that we can do.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you, as my guest on the red carpet,
I'm totally down. And I want to do the gift bags too. We've got great stuff. My brands will be all over it too. I have a brand too that has amazing, like Hack by Nature. She has like chakra sprays and stuff. Like people love it.
We
Yeah.
might have to get a Woman Gone Wild white labeled product line then. Maybe that's our next move.
I can totally do it. You know who to call.
I love it. Thank you so much, Heather. I can't wait to, showcase you even more. I know my audience is going to love you. Make sure everything that we've talked about is going to be in the show notes here. Make sure that you go find Heather on her website. All of her stuff's going to be down here, but I will always leave
can't wait till it's up. I'll be reposting it everywhere. Don't worry.
All right, my dear. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great rest of the day, Vegas,
you
and
do.
we'll see you soon.
Enjoy the snow.
I will. Bye, babe.